The Go Wild Nagasaki area event is coming up this weekend. I'm so excited. I'm heading out there tomorrow, which is going to be Tuesday when you guys are pretty much watching this video. So if you guys are going to be out there, I can't wait to see you. I will be grinding the event as well as trying to hit level 80 while I'm in Japan. So it should be a fun experience. And guys, remember, I have all of my videos, each and every level up here in this playlist. So if you have any information, any questions, whatever you have, I should be answering it in there. And then afterwards, I'm going to go through and make an entire video of hitting level 80 in one video. And that's going to be all my tips. So for this, let's get into the details and the tips. Welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go. The event is starting on Thursday, November 8th at 10 a.m. and then it's going all the way until Sunday at 8 p.m. In the next chapter of Go Wild area, get ready to test your skills once again as you encounter dark and fairy type Pokemon, including Grimmsnarl, the bulk up Pokemon, plus additional powerful Pokemon known as Mighty Pokemon are appearing in the wild. Use Go Wild area exclusive Go Safari Balls to improve your odds on catching these rare Pokemon. So this event last year was one of my more enjoyable events. I was in Ontario, did it with Daxi, super fun. We actually did 100 raids from the Gigantamax Toxtricity in one day. So check that video up here. The biggest overall takeaway that I want you guys to make sure you're doing when you're doing these events is Adventure Incense. And yes, it's gonna get expensive. You're gonna need Roar of Time with Dialga. But if you Roar of Time your Adventure Incense, remember, we do have these Go Safari Balls, which means we can catch, yes, we can catch the Galarian birds with the Safari Balls at a higher rate. I didn't realize that until the second day, and I think I only, with all of the raids that we were doing, you know, trying to multitask and going through the raids and whatnot, I only ended up seeing like 1 or 2 Galarian birds, and I unfortunately didn't catch them. So it's not a guaranteed catch, but the rates are so much higher with that ball that using your daily Adventure Incense could potentially yield you multiple Galarian birds for the weekend without having to use your Master Ball. And that's one of those things where it's like, can we save our Master Balls for maybe 100% IV Legendary? That comes down to the last ball that we really want to catch, but if we use them all the time on these birds, then it's just really not going to work. And then also remember that the Galarian birds are shinies, so you can get shinies from them as well. They are not common, but it is out there. So it's definitely things to consider. And one of the biggest takeaways, besides obviously the whole event space that's amazing, this is the overarching goal for me and for other people that I suggest doing while playing. So for the event bonuses, we're gonna have increased chances of getting shiny Pokemon, half hatch distance, up to 10 daily remotes from spinning Photostops and gifts, 3 Go Snapshots, daily max particle collection limit changed to 8,000, 2 times catch candy for catching Pokemon, increased max particles from power spots and exploration, 3/4 the cost of max particles for unlocking and powering up max moves, increased chance of 5-kilometer eggs from spinning Pokestops, lure modules will last for 2 hours, and the incense will last for 2 hours. So right off the bat, without doing anything, guys, this is a great bonus from this event. I love, number 1, half hatch distance. As far as the increased shiny odds, I don't really put a ton of weight into that because I don't really know exactly what that's gonna mean. And I love half hatch distance for eggs. I just love being able to hatch more eggs more often, especially what might be coming in these 5 kilometers. Obviously, if there's 5 kilometers dropping for the event, it's something that we're gonna need to know about. And then we have increased daily collection limit because remember, we're having Gigantamax Grimmsnarl making its debut for this event. And then if there's any Pokemon that you need to unlock any type of moves, power up their max moves to help you out here, this is a great way to do so because you're getting 3/4 power up distance. And additional bonuses are going to be 6 special trades that are going to go the entire time and 50% Stardust reduction on trade costs, which is amazing. So if we're looking at this, guys, if you do want to get some type of Pokemon out there that you don't already have, guys, what you can do is trade for it. But remember, if you're brand new friends, it's going to be very expensive. I personally don't recommend that, but I know everybody plays the game as they like. And if you're a shiny collector and you're like, I need this specific Pokemon and you want to pay for it, go for it. But remember, patience pays off in Pokemon Go, but sometimes when you're at an international event, it's best served just to get that Pokemon. And then obviously, as always, we have the Battle Up Ready, and we also have the Egg Enthusiast that is so good to add on to your bonuses. With these, you're gonna get 18 daily passes from spinning Pokestops for the Battle Ready, 5,000 additional XP, 2 times XP from completing max battles. Hold up, 2 times XP from max battles is insane, so if you guys are trying to get to that a little over 200 million for level 60, this is a great way to use lucky eggs throughout the entire day. Remember, get into a party, use your party share with all 4 people, and you could do 2 for the price of 1 for items. You cannot share a ton, but you know, everybody can share 4 and we can add to reducing our cost for items when playing this game. 6 additional candy from catching Pokemon, 3 additional XL candy from catching Pokemon in raids, 1 additional candy for catching Pokemon in max battles, 1 additional XL candy from catching Pokemon in max battles. So for Grimmsnarl, we are going to be able to get this here from the Gigantamax. And for the Egg Enthusiast, we have 1/4 egg hatch distance, 3 times hatch XP, candy, and Stardust. So that is incredible already with the half hatch distance, but then that changes into to quarter hatch distance, and you're going to be plowing through these eggs tremendously. And having a start piece on while doing these Gigantamax battles, I always think that it's worth it to add the extra 200 coins because it really helps out by doubling the Stardust. And the XP is amazing too, but most of us get a lot of XP. The Stardust is usually the harder thing to obtain, and by getting that much more Stardust, guys, it really adds up fast. And before we go further, let's check out the Grimmsnarl. This is a dark and a fairy type Pokemon. Its max CP is going to be 3,222, an attack of 227, a defense of 139, and a stamina of 216. This Pokemon is going to be weak to fairy, poison, and steel. It's going to have a resistant to ghost and double resistant to dark, dragon, and psychic. The moveset on this Pokemon is going to be bite, sucker punch, and low kick, and its charge moves are going to be dark pulse, play rough, foul play, and power up punch. And the 100% IV coming from Gigantamax battles is going to be 1628. As far as the difficulty rating, Pokebattler says that it's 8.10. So when we're looking at this Pokemon, I would just use all Zacians, especially if you have 3 maxed out. This is going to resist pretty much every move that is getting thrown at it, and additionally, it is the strongest counter in the game. So at a bare minimum, have one that is an attacker that has its attack stat maxed, and you sit at the end of the party, and that's going to help you optimize here. So it's really great that we have these Pokemon. These Pokemon are so very useful, and it's great to have them in your party. You can also use the Zamazenta, but be cautious that the Zamazenta is going to be a fighting type, so it's going to be neutral when the play rough comes into play, so it's something we have to consider there. And also remember that Impidimp is the pre-form of the Grimmsnarl. So this Pokemon will be in the wild, and it will also be coming through 5-kilometer eggs. The shiny will be out as well, which is great news for all of us. And we're going to be having Shadow Darkrai and Shadow Cresselia making their debut during this event. So those are great things for us to look out for. And during the Nagasaki, we're going to be able to get backgrounds on the Grimmsnarl, Gigantamax, as well as Darkrai, Cresselia. So here's the thing that I'm going to suggest you guys going to the in-person event is that the Darkrai is not a tradable Pokemon. Remember that. I don't know if they're going to change that at some point, but as of right now, they have not changed it, and it's been out for many years. So that Pokemon with the background will be one of the rarer backgrounded Pokemon in the game. And a reminder that you can get a shiny Shadow, and then that shiny Shadow is a purifiable one into a Shundo, which as of right now is only obtainable through raid battles. So we have multiple ways to be able to try to obtain a Shundo Darkrai right now that normally is one of the rarer Shundos in the game, like the Mythicals, because you cannot trade for it, but you can use a bottle cap. And a reminder, there is going to be a silver bottle cap coming out during this event. So if you want to use one of the stats to power it up, remember, it's only going to do an entire stack column. So it could be attack, defense, or stamina. So look through your Pokemon and start getting through there and start thinking about what are the best Pokemon that you might use to use your silver bottle cap on, which I will cover in a different video. For Shadow Darkrai, it's going to be a dark Pokemon only. It's going to max out at 5,227. It's more of an attacker Pokemon with a 285 attack. It's going to be weak to Bug, Fairy, and Fighting. It's going to single resist Dark and Ghost and double resist Psychic. So for this Pokemon, the 100% IV will be 2136, or in boosted conditions, which is only foggy weather, at 2671. Some of the top counters for this Pokemon is going to be Mega Lucario, Mega Heracross because of the fighting type, Mega Blaziken, Mega Rayquaza with Dragon Ascent, and that's just because of how strong it is. But if we're going to go for a Mega, we might as well stay at the top. From the non-Mega standpoint, we have Terrakion with Double Kick and Sacred Sword, and Shadow Conkeldurr with Dynamic Punch. And if we do want a budget counter, the best budget counter is Lucario with Force Palm and Aura Sphere. And other budget counters will be Conkeldurr with Counter and Dynamic Punch, as well as the same moveset on Machamp. And Cresselia is going to be an all Psychic type Pokemon. It's going to max out at 3230. This is more of a defense and a stamina Pokemon at 258 and 260. Not only that, this Pokemon is going to be weak to Bug, Dark, and Ghost, same weaknesses as Mewtwo. It's going to resist Fighting and Psychic. This Pokemon's 100% IVs will be 1633 and 2041, coming in windy weather. And the top counters are going to be number 1, Dawn Wing Necrozma with Shadow Claw and Moongeist Beam. So you can have multiple of theirs. If you're looking for a Mega, it's going to be Mega Gengar with Lick and Shadow Ball. And then we have the Mega Tyranitar, Mega Absol, and Shadow Chandelure is also in there as well as Shadow Tyranitar and Mega Bayonet. So if you guys are looking for some budget counters that are non-Shadow and non-Megas, a great one is going to be Chandelure with Hex and Shadow Ball, and then Tyranitar with Bite and Brutal Swing. Remember, Brutal Swing is a TMable move, does not need an Elite TM. It's a current move set for the move pool for this Pokemon. And let's not forget about Beware wearing a cape. So let's talk about field research because it's going to be out there. So the Beware coming from field research will be 1336. If you're your rating for it, 1781 or 2226, coming from the weather boost. It's a fighting and normal type Pokemon, which is cloudy and partly cloudy weather. And the Impidimp is going to be 346 coming from field research. And Egg Hatch 100% IV will be 461. And that is not all, guys. We obviously have spawns and such, but there's going to be exclusive moves that you can evolve that are Calm Day moves coming out during this event, and it will also be during the global as well. More than likely all of these movesets, it might have a little bit of difference, but here they are for the Nagasaki. We do have Galarian Rapidash getting the evolution from the Ponyta will get Wild Charge. We do have the Gardevoir that will know Synchronoise. Absol will get Brutal Swing. Garchomp will know Earth Power, and the Beware will learn Drain Punch. Obstagoon will get Obstruct. Meowscarada will get Frenzy Plant. Hydreigon will get the Brutal Swing. Primarina will get Hydro Cannon, and Corviknight will get Iron Head. And during this event, they are going to be running hours switching off. So for the Dark Hour, we're going to be getting Alolan Meowth. Halt there. That is a Stardust boosted Pokemon, so make sure you catch that. Even though the shiny is boosted, you're going to get a ton of those, but you still want to catch them. Alolan Grimer, Ghastly, Hoot Hoot, Murkrow, Sneasel, Houndour, Poochyena, Galarian Zigzagoon, Seedot, Nincada, Cacnea, Kricketot, Stunky, Skorupi, Scraggy, Zorua, Foongus, another Stardust boosted Pokemon, Dino, Inkay, Phantump, Impidimp, and Dreepy. And for all those Pokemon, the only shiny not out is going to be Dreepy. And then for the Fairy Hour, we will get Clefairy, Alolan Vulpix, Jigglypuff, Ponyta, Chansey, Togetic, Marill, Snubbull, Ralts, Skitty, Swablu, Phoebus, Cherubi, Audino, Cottonee, Esper, Dedenne, Klefki, Poplio, Cutiefly, Hatena, Impidimp, and Smollet. And for this one, the only one that's not going to be shiny is going to be the Klefki, and the Hatena is now going to have a shiny out as well. And let's not stop there, because we have mighty Pokemon that are going to be one of the flagship / highlights of this event. Here we're going to feature Alolan Ninetales, Wigglytuff, Galarian Rapidash, Galarian Weezing, Ampharos, Granbull, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Gardevoir, Mawile, Absol, Honchkrow, Garchomp, Drapion, Weavile, Golurk, Hydreigon, Primarina, Wilderness Cape Beware, Corviknight, Hatterene, Obstagoon, and Meowscarada. And then we have Incense spawns that are going to feature Unown A, D, G, I, K, L, N, S, and W. And the Pokemon from Incense will be Ninetales, Rapidash, Tyranitar, Mawile, Absol, Garchomp, Drapion, Weavile, Hydreigon, Primarina, Corviknight, Hatterene, and Meowscarada. And then there's also special mighty Pokemon coming from Incense, which is going to be the Lake Trio that will be Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. And then in the 5-kilometer eggs, we will feature Mime Jr., Sandile, Pawniard, Carbank, Impidimp, and Tinkatink. Tinkatink will be the only non-shiny out there. So for all these Pokemon, some of the budget counters and great Pokemon to have are going to be Garchomp, Gardevoir, Hydreigon, Tyranitar, and eventually the shadow version of the Primarina. But as of right now, it's a pretty good counter. It is just not the best. So for this event, what is the main goal? Honestly, just play really hard. Try to get as many as possible. And then what we're talking about is using Megas. So if you guys have a ton of Mega level 3, you guys definitely want to have Dark types and Fairy types. As of right now, the best Dark type Megas are going to be Gyarados, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Sableye, Sharpedo, and Mega Absol. From a Fairy type encounter, we have Gardevoir, Mawile, Altaria, Audino, and Diancie. Unfortunately speaking, we don't have one that covers both. So look at which one you want more of, or switch back and forth every hour. Just switch your Mega on the hour, and then you'll be getting more XL candy with all the other boosts. This is a great way to optimize. So this event, enjoy yourself, get all the Cape Bewares, get the backgrounds, the background shinies, the shadow shiny raids, and then most importantly, the Gigantamax Grimmsnarl, because it will have a background. It's going to have a shiny that's released. This is the first time that it's going to debut, and these backgrounds from in-person events are very valuable because not very many people are going to be going to Nagasaki. So can't wait to see you guys out there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I will see you out on the next video. Peace.